This is a Telo MT1, and it's not just any Telo MT1, it's the second vehicle the company has ever created, an early prototype. We don't get to drive prototype vehicles very often, and I have no idea what to expect, but I know how I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna get in the MT1 and take it for a drive. Let's set the record straight. The MT1 is really small, and I'm really tall, 6'10". So when you see how I fit in the MT1, just understand that you're probably gonna have a little more space than me. But I do have space in the MT1. No, really, check it out. See, just like that, easy. Okay, so first things first, who is Telo? Telo is a startup automaker based in the San Francisco Bay Area, and this vehicle, the MT1, is shaped by that very environment. Both of Telo's founders have spent time living in San Francisco and living in San Francisco with pickup trucks. It's about creating a space-efficient, compact, all-electric pickup truck with design and packaging that is enabled by that all-electric powertrain. As you probably noticed, the Telo MT1 doesn't exactly have a hood. That gives it a very stubby, very unique appearance that also gives it super short front overhangs, allowing easy parking and easy maneuvering in tight urban environments. At the same time, its bed is transformable. It starts at the same length as a Toyota Tacoma and has a midgate that extends up to 8 feet in length for extra long cargo such as surfboards or wood for your home improvement projects. So this is very much a lifestyle truck. I think it's fair to say that. But at the same time, utility is still a strong focus. However, you also are going to have the option to expand the cab capacity with an optional bed cap that's going to go over the back of the MT1. Beneath that, a third row seat will bracket into the floor of the bed, and that's going to expand the seating capacity up to 7 or 8 passengers. So just imagine that, 7 or 8 people in this teeny tiny truck that's the same size as a Mini Cooper. Let's go over some key stats of the Telo MT1. Pricing is going to start at slightly more than $40,000 and top out at about $50,000 depending on how you equip the truck. And in terms of equipment, your options are going to be between a standard range battery of about 77 kilowatt hours of capacity and a long range battery of 108 kilowatt hours of capacity. With those, single and dual motor powertrains are going to be offered, with the top dog dual motor big battery powertrain cranking out some 500 horsepower, which it does feel like, I'm happy to report. And that long battery is going to provide range of, hopefully, by Telo's estimations, up to 350 miles. The MT1 recharges via a NACS port, commonly known as a Tesla port, that's becoming the standard across the automotive industry. So that's gonna make it real easy to pull up to a supercharger station and plug right in. The ride quality is actually, I'm finding, pretty composed so far. They use some off-the-shelf components to do the suspension of the MT1 along with some custom fabricated bits. And it's nice. It's remaining relatively level. I can feel that battery in the floor, helping it feel nice and stable. And wow, the turning circle is just tiny. Flipped around that intersection, no issue whatsoever. One thing Telo told us before our drive is that the power steering is only at about 50% of its final calibration in terms of the assistance that it's going to provide the driver. But here on the road, I'm finding it pretty good. It's very direct, not too twitchy off center, but gets the vehicle turning as soon as I give it any input. Although the quality of this prototype's cabin is not ready for production, I have to say the styling is pretty compelling. This is a nice space. It's a premium truck. I like this geometric fabric all around. It's a nice kind of periwinkle blue color with some contrasting gray Alcantara. The touchscreen is in a nice location, and even in this very prototype phase, I'm finding that it's pretty responsive and user-friendly. So I'm having a fun time behind the wheel here, but it is very important to stress that this MT1 is a prototype, only the second one that's been built. And it's pretty easy to tell. This thing is not close to production ready. Lots of wind noise. The ride quality is fine, but perhaps not totally ready for all of the complexities of the road. But what will be on my wish list for the production MT1? Okay, let's start with some sound deadening. Let's make sure that all the pieces get screwed together correctly. I wouldn't mind having some sort of shade or cover for the roof here. It's pretty toasty, and accordingly, let's make sure that the air conditioning gets up to spec so that on a hot day like this with this glass roof open, it can stay pretty cool. Pardon my sweat. In terms of how it drives, there's definitely a lot of refinement to be done, helping to smooth the ride, making the accelerator pedals responses a bit more smooth and consistent. But I have to say, given this is only the second car that Telo has ever built, it's off to a pretty good start. It's been a fun day driving the MT1, and I have learned a thing or two about prototype vehicles. Telo still has some ways to go before it's ready for mass production, but I'm really stoked to have been able to play some small part in the development process. For the full story on what I think the Telo MT1 needs to succeed before it's ready for your driveway, head to MotorTrend.com.